Brenda is our sales and marketing expert at Truckpedia. Today, Brenda will be leading the seminar, sharing with us on how to market truckers, whether you have a trucking division or your asset-based brokerage. How do we build online presence to attract shippers to our platform? In trucking, a lot of times there's no one really teach truckers anything. Say, hey, this is how all the different channels that we go to find direct shippers and having them find us, right? In trucking, anybody can become a trucker, trucking owner, or a freight broker, literally in 2 weeks. And no one ever teach truckers the different channels on how they can find shippers. So that's what we go through to build that online visibility. My name is Justin, by the way, guys, for those of you who haven't met me yet. My name is Justin. I'm the co-founder at Truckpedia. And thank you guys for joining the call today. With that, we'll pass down to Brenda to kick off our seminar today. Awesome, Brenda. Stage is yours. You can get started anytime.
Thank you, Justin. So welcome everyone. Again, my name is Brenda. I am a sales and marketing expert who helps companies grow. I am the operations manager at Truckpedia, and I am a passionate of marketing. I've been with Truckpedia since day one. I've actually Truckpedia passionate. I love Truckpedia. I love working for truckers. And really, my area of expertise is in startups and small to medium business companies. My expertise is of 7+ years of experience working with emerging companies that are looking to grow. And I, of course, understand the limitations that these type of and size of companies have. So welcome everyone again for joining us. I want to talk to you about the mission that Truckpedia has to empower truckers and shippers through technology and community. And specifically on this seminar, we'll be talking about the benefits of having an online presence and how to get there. Any questions before I get started? I know some of you might have had conversations with me. I know some of you are here because I invite you. So any questions before I move on to the actual presentation? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and I just want to take a minute here to review Truckpedia's mission and vision. The mission is that we want to connect carriers to shippers through technology. We are a technology platform that is on a mission to making this connection seamless and be having an efficient method to make it happen. The vision remains on, we're trying to shape the future of trucking one load at a time. We believe in paving a new way of trucking that breaks down barriers to provide access to everyone, everywhere with shipping needs. I want to take a moment here to really take a deep dive into this word here, provide access to everyone. We want to make this easy for everyone to use, easy for everyone to access, and that's our commitment, making sure that we show everyone the right way to do it, and we hold your hand until the end. So shaping the future of trucking is really the mission of Truckpedia. Now, the breakdown of this seminar, we're going to cover several aspects of the online presence, and then we have some subjects along the questions here. So the first section is how to be searchable on Google through Google Maps and keyword search. Then we're going to cover how to build a website in 30 minutes for free. Through two of the ways are Google My Business and Truckpedia website. We'll deep dive into it. And then how to attract shippers through SEO optimization. Most of you might be wondering what is SEO optimization, or some of you might know what that is, but we're gonna touch base on what is SEO optimization, and then learn a little bit more about how to get there. The next title is how to get ranked high on Google search without running ads, how to create an outstanding profile to help you get ranked high, and then landing shippers without hiring a sales team. Basically around forms and automation on your website and the online presence that you build. Does anyone here has a website already? Can you raise your hands? Apart from the Truckpedia users that have their own website. Okay, nice. So let's go ahead and talk about the whys. Before we go into how, I want to talk about why. Why do we need direct shippers? Why do I need to become visible online? what are the limitations carriers face? So why direct shippers? Direct shippers are our actual clients. What we want to do is make sure that we can work directly with them to provide a top-notch service, to provide more of a boutique service. Also, by working with direct shippers, we can get a higher revenue percentage and boost our profit. Also, we need to understand the why becoming visible online is important. As we know, direct shippers are looking for carriers, but if they can't find the carriers online, they go through a third party to be able to make this connection. The other reason is, what are the limitations that carriers face? Well, carriers, truckers, we're good at being truckers, at managing our fleet and our drivers and finding loads and operating a business. But, marketing and an online presence and digital platforms might be something that are not that common for us or that we haven't heard much. So that's one of the limitations, not having the information or nobody show you the way. Right. The other limitation is that as you grow, as you expand, you're going to have a small team, or you're going to be, wearing multiple hats. The business owner is the one coordinating fleet maintenance and coordinating payroll and all of those repetitive tasks. So we understand these three aspects. We're going to cover them more in detail. So why direct shippers? Let's talk about a company that has 10 trucks, right? A company that has 10 trucks is moving 3,500 per truck on a weekly basis. Let's assume that that's an average. And we've had 52 weeks in 1 year. If we make the calculation, if we make the numbers, we have 10 trucks that are making 3,500 on a weekly basis for 52 weeks. That's $1,800,020. Now, what happens when we get 10 more percent per load by working with the shipper directly? That's 200,000 more in profit. What would this mean for you if you could get that 10,000 more? Sorry, that 10% more. Does that mean that can you afford a nice website with 200,000 to then land, higher value loads and higher value direct shippers? You probably can get even more than an outstanding website. Can you get a sales rep with that for a year to increase your sales outreach and make your operation more present online and through other sales strategies? Now that you have reached the next level of profit, you can start making investments to make your business more profitable, to be able to find more customers, to be able to do smarter tasks, to be able to get more revenue out of each transaction that you do. So, the question is, what if you stayed the same? Are you going to be able to grow? Are you going to be able to set up better online presence, invest in marketing efforts, invest in sales efforts? Or are you going to just, run on red numbers and not be able to afford sometimes even maintenance or, things of that nature? So that's the why working with direct shippers, because ideally we want to increase our revenue. So that's one of the ways, working directly with the shipper. Now, why are they hard to find? We are always told how to do the side channels. We understand what the side channels are, but the way direct shippers are doing marketing is through two different marketing efforts. The first one is inbound marketing. The second one is outbound marketing. When I say these two words, I know that they might be new to some of the ones on the call, but I want, if there's anyone here that recognize inbound marketing versus outbound marketing, can you raise your hand? Okay, so I'll start with that. The inbound marketing are those strategies where the strategies work for you. They are the inbound traffic that you receive versus the outbound marketing. The outbound marketing is those efforts that you put into reaching out to them. So see it as a way where you chase the leads in comparison to inbound, where inbounds find you. So, these two ways are efforts that are to be done at the same time to boost your online presence, to boost your marketing efforts. But really, when we talk about inbound marketing, these are, some of the things that you can do through inbound marketing are actually not that complicated. It's just a matter of tackling them one by one. The first one is having a website. Having a website where people can find you, and then you can receive inbound leads, inbound calls, inbound traffic. The other one is the referrals. People that work with you in the past, and you offer a referral program and you have something in place to grant referrals, then these customers or these potential customers are going to be the ones reaching out to you. The next one is a marketplace where you share your capacities to the public, and then people engage with you, and you receive the traffic, the notification from the traffic from the marketplace. The other channel is social media. Produce content, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. This is a strategy that needs additional efforts, like creating content and recording content as you're unloading, loading trucks. But it's, you can do it. You can train your team or train your drivers to take a picture, send it to you, and then you post it. And these can increase the social proof. And then when someone's searching for you and they find you, and then they find all the things you've done, they are going to reach out to you, and then you'll receive the inbound lead. You can also do ads to receive messages. You can spend a couple of $100. You find the sweet spot depending on the size of your business and the amount of traffic that you're looking to receive. You set up a budget and you start receiving that traffic. And then we have the SEO blogs, the website, Find My Google Business, being searchable through Google Maps. All of these things together are what make inbound marketing, which is the healthiest way of marketing. Now, if we talk about outbound marketing, this is where we have to chase the customers. We have to chase our potential leads. We can do outbound marketing through email marketing. And then the customers that you land through email marketing are naturally going to have referrals. And then you can also knock on doors, where you go out and search for your potential clients. You map out warehouses and you go visit them. You can also do this at conferences, where you map out conference around your area of expertise. For reefer trucking companies, you might go to the meat convention or the dairy convention, the farm convention, and find your customers there. The other way is making cold calls, where you generate a list of leads and you start calling them, offering your services. So this is what actually makes marketing. Now, we have the side channels that, most trucking companies, most people on logistics understand the side channels, the load boards, DAT, truck stop, that are controlled by freight brokers. And then we have 3PLs and digital marketplaces, which are, this is not that it's wrong. It's very, honorable that you are having in business for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and you've been doing it from here. This is an exhausting way of running marketing, because you're basically, nothing depends on the efforts that you put into it. It's, you just receive what you can get out of these side channels. But really, we were never thought different. Nobody ever explained to us the reasons why we need to have these marketing efforts in place to avoid the side channels. So it's not like these are our enemies. We of course need them. There's going to be back calls. There's going to be days where your customers can't provide you with loads, so you're going to have to find business, and you can go through the sites channels. But what we want to do is we just want to have a good combination. We want to make sure that the balance in your profit comes from 80% your own direct shippers, 20% from brokers, load boards. And that's what we're trying to do. 3 of the common mistakes that typically truckers go through, they are not findable online. We want to make sure that we can provide an online tool so that you can have your own website. I want to pause here real quick and just ask if, for those that have their own website, was it easy for you to make a decision and get your own website? Did you do it on your own, or did you have to hire a full team to create a website? And was that inexpensive? Can anyone share their experience with the website? I know I think I saw Penny raising hands there for the website. Was that a pre-built website, or did you make that website on your own?
It was actually a pre-built website. We had to hire a team for it, and it is quite expensive.
Yeah, that's typically what we hear. However, there's ways of not having such an expensive website and that still works. So that's what we want to cover here. The other thing is, some people and some trucking companies will understand the benefits of having a website and they will want to invest in having a nice looking website, but some others are just not going to understand it, and that's one of the common mistake, just not understanding the reason behind it, right? And then because of the same reason as Penny mentioned, like we have to hire a team and it was expensive, most of the times you're gonna just give up too early. It would be nice to land a shipper on the first time with the first website, with the first version of your website, but that's not the reality. The website, once you have it, then of course you have to enhance it, you have to keep up to date and competitive. So that's another common mistake. The other thing that happens when you have a website, then you pretty much don't have or don't understand. Oh, sorry, you don't understand how to close. You have a website and then you have a form, or you might have a quote online, but then you don't have the time to answer those online inquiries, or you don't understand how to answer those inquiries that might not be a good fit for what they're asking, but you don't know how to engage back with them, or you don't have any automation in place, so you run out of bandwidth. So these are some of the common mistakes that we see amongst customers, amongst truckers in the industry, and we want to make sure that we can provide you with a solution to these mistakes. So the first topic is how do we become searchable online? Does anyone here know how to become searchable online before I go into the details of this? Okay, so let's start with that. The advantages. First of all, it's a set it and forget it. Once you set up your online presence, your website will be there available at all times. You open the doors to be found. You can leverage technology to have a 24/7 marketing exposure. You can also brand your company and build your online presence, and referrals will follow this. Your website can work for you. So those are some of the advantages. Now, what do we present on our website? What do we want to show on our website? We have to know our competitive advantages. So to know how to sell yourself, you need to know how to brand yourself. The first thing is increase your search ability by using keywords. This is how it's easier to be discovered, to be found. So things like how you name under your website, you use a keyword refrigerated services in Arizona, reefer service in Arizona, uh, heavy equipment trucking company in the location of your preference, right? So that makes you be part of a smaller pool for direct shippers to choose you from, and that's how it's easier for them to find you. Now, you can decide how to be found. Is it by advertising that you are a reefer services company or box truck services? This will help you to not waste efforts on customers or potential customers that you might not be able to serve, right? If you keep it very generic, like if you brand yourself as trucking company in Arizona, what if someone's looking for a reefer and they fill the form and you assign one of your team members to respond to the form? It turns out that you can't serve them. It would have been better if they would have found you by one of the keywords that you set up, because you can actually have part on how to be found. How do I want them to find me, and for what type of services? So you have to think about it in that sense. Now, once you build your online presence and you know your competitive advantages, you get a chance to highlight the benefits of working with you. They don't need to call you. They don't need to, do research and look you on YouTube, social media. If they find your website and you have all your competitive advantages listed there, then that's how they're able to see how you are better than the other options they have, and that's pretty much what we're trying to showcase on websites. So we have to remember one of the first things to get our foot on the door is related to pricing. So one of the things that I always like to highlight is that if you have a website and you have the ability to show pricing, to quote on the website, it's always good to have your pricing online. You might not know how to price online and how to, come up with a rate per mile, but there's ways of finding the sweet spot and making those calculations upon your revenue and seeing what makes sense for you, and also staying within the market price. So essentially what I typically recommend is, if you have a website, have a converting tool, have a quoting tool where people can type in their location and their place A to B, their outbound address versus the receiver, and then you can set up your own price per mile, and they'll get pricing online. So now they know that pricing works. They've seen on your website that your company is a legitimate company and that you offer these, or that service. Now it's a no-brainer to work with you because they saw pricing. So now it makes sense to reach out to you. So if you don't know what your competitive advantage is, you can start by identifying the things that you're good at and putting those things that you're good at on your website. Any questions around this slide? Do we have anyone that has a service that's very dedicated? Like, we've heard, we've seen trucking companies that only haul, let's say, Top Golf carts, and they brand themselves around that. Does anyone do anything specific like that? As a matter of fact, who we have here, are we reefer services, box truck services, drive-in services? If you type it on the chat, we can read through those. I'll move on to the next slide. Now, here I want to talk about the ideal carrier profile. It's important that we set up our own profile because the shipper that is looking for us, they want to find their ideal carrier online. Now, what is an ideal customer for a direct shipper? Let's start with the following questions. The first question that they're going to ask is, what sets you apart from brokers or from other carriers? Is it that you're a family-owned business that are always a phone away or a text away? Or what's your business size? Do you have a sales team? Do you have an internal dispatcher? Make them post this on your website. Help them understand the type of service that you can provide. And what's your location? Are you within 2 hours of distance for last minute loads? You have your trucks in different locations strategically, then highlight those so that they know that proximity could be an asset by working with you. If you have an EDI integration or real-time tracking, let them know that you can offer this service to make their life easier. At the end of the day, you want to convince them that you are their ideal carrier. And you have to post all this information on your website so that they don't have to dig it out after a conversation with you or after doing research. Put it in the first page of your website. List the important things that you want a shipper to understand so that they now choose to work with you. Especially if you have a quoting tool where they can see your pricing and they can choose you now that they know that you can offer all of these things that are going to make their life easier. Does anyone here offer EDI integration, GPS tracking? You want to raise your hands? Okay, so I'll move on to the next one. Now, question, how to build a free website in minutes? Is that even possible? Okay, well, what you need to build a free website is you need to partner with a technology company, preferably an industry expert. If you are a trucking company, you might want to find a technology partner around the trucking industry. If you are a realtor, then you might want to find an industry expert around real estate to help you build your online presence. Now, working with a partner, with a technology company, is going to prevent you from absorbing the cost of development. And by working with the experts, you can, leverage all of their expertise and make the best out of your online efforts on the first try. So what to do first? First, you have to understand the niche that you're going to position yourself into. How are you going to select the keywords around how you want to be found? What's making more sense for your business? Do you have a brokerage firm and then you also have an asset base? And are you moving refrigerated or drayage or OTR? What's making more sense when it comes to profit? Make that decision, make those numbers, and then start building your online presence around the source of revenue that is going to bring you the most profit. Build your online presence around what can bring you the most profit. Once you understand the nature of your niche and you selected a couple of keywords, then you can create a Google business profile for free on Google online. It's very simple. There's tons of resources online. There's tons of YouTube videos on how to do that. And then you add the keywords that you already shaped, that you already chose. And what are these keywords going to do? On Google Business, they are going to help you be visible when someone's searching for those keywords. Trucking reefer services in Arizona, drayage trucking company in Long Beach. Now, once you create your website, you have to customize it around the keywords that you selected. So you have to, select, the header, the first line of the section of the website. You have to put the keyword that you selected so that once they land on your website, they continue seeing the same information around what you are offering. Reefer services in Arizona. Second line, reefer services in Arizona with EDI integration. We can provide you with GPS tracking. We are a small company. We are a family owned company. Highlight those things that are your competitive advantages. They already know that you can serve their needs because they found you through the keyword search, and now they can see the competitive advantages. So now you build a free website where you can be found for your ideal direct shipper. So, now we have to think about, okay, how do I become their preferred carrier? Now they know that I can serve their needs. How do I make them stick to my services? Maybe when they found my website, it wasn't the good timing. It wasn't when they needed me to move the load. But if I cause a good impression, if I make their life easier, they might bookmark my website and use it for later when they are in urgent need of a truck and they need it to be picked up within the 2 hours. They already know that I can do all of that. Now they're gonna want to get pricing. If they notice that you have an instant quote or an easy way of quoting, they are going to come back to your website and they are going to request a quote. Does any of you have a quote request, an instant quote inside their website? Penny, for your website that was, as you mentioned, somewhat expensive to build, do you guys have a way of quoting online? Oh, she might not be on the call, but one of the things that we have to do is make it easy for them to choose to work with us. So if we have an instant quote, if we have an easy way for them to get pricing from us, then it will make sense to come back to your website. And if pricing makes sense, then it's going to make more sense to work with you. Now, what happens when you have the instant quote? You have to have someone on the back office ready to quote that lane that you're being requested, or you have to set up the system so that you can provide a quote when they type Phoenix to Arizona on a drive-in. Now, when it comes to showcasing what you can do to make their life easier and to be the preferred carrier, we want to talk about the real-time updates. They're going to ask, or they're going to want to know if you have a TMS tool, if you're using a transportation management system to move your loads from stage to stage, to notify them as soon as the driver has picked up the load, delivered the load, uploaded the POD, and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that you can also highlight on your website to become their preferred carrier. And then the EDI integration. When they have access to tracking the load at all times, it's such a relief. So you want to make it visible online, the fact that you can provide that type of service. And then you also want to mention your on-time rates. This is one of the typical questions. What's your delivery rate? What's your pickup rate? You want to mention with numbers. If you have a way of calculating or you know that you're 100% on time, that's your delivery rate. And your pickup rate could be 98%, 99%. You want to show that on your website so that they know that they're dealing with a professional that knows their numbers and that is not afraid of putting them online. Now, imagine this scenario. You have already built your website. You use the keywords. Now, how do I drive traffic to my website? How do I help people land on my website? And how do I make my website visible to more people online? So what now? The first question is how to attract, the first topic is how to attract the direct shipper through SEO. When we talk about SEO, it's the terminology for the abbreviation for search engine optimization. It's the process of improving your website to increase its visibility in Google, Microsoft Bing, and other search engines for people to search products you sell, services that you provide. It's the match between your keywords and the search result. Does anyone understand SEO? Okay, this is a term used in marketing, especially around websites. And there's two ways of building SEO. But the best practices around SEO. One is an organic positioning. The other one is an organic paid positioning. The organic positioning, it's a natural way of, with time, increasing the position of your online presence by having reviews online, by posting content constantly on your website, creating blogs. This will help you organically position yourself over time. Could be 6 months, could be 12 months, slow, but it's a secure way and it's an affordable way. If you're a one-man show, you might want to start putting your organic, your online presence and let it grow organically. And, again, with time and consistent efforts, you will get to a place where you have online traffic. The other option is inorganic, which is paid positioning. This helps boost the presence by so much. It's just a matter of understanding in what stage of business are you. Are you in a place where you can invest in Google Ads, social media ads, or maybe it's not about being in a place. Is this your priority? Do you want to pay for ads to just post your website to build your online presence, to grow your followers on your social media? So it's just a matter of understanding your goals and making sure that you know the implications of doing one or another. Organic can take longer, inorganic can take faster, but it could be a lot of in a huge investment if you're starting off. But again, it's a matter of finding information, learning more about each of these things, and then making a decision on what to do first. Now, how to rank your Google Maps profile. One of the things that you want to do is, understand that you can be ranked with a paid version or an unpaid version. If it's a paid version, you're going to need to assign a budget towards Google Ads, or you're going to need to advertise around your keywords. If it's an unpaid version, you're going to have to invite as many people as you can to leave your review. With time, you get reviews and clicks over time, and this is going to help you boost your ranking on Google Maps. Now, what do you need to do to make the website visible? Once you have the Google business profile, you still have to connect your website to either the Truckpedia quote now button or your own website where people can request quotes with you to make the conversion happen. Now they found you, they found you around the keywords that you selected, that you set up on your profile. Now you want them to start engaging with you. How do you do that? By having pricing online, making their pricing visible so that now it makes sense to go reach out to you. Now, what does a Google Map need profile checklist is? How do I make my profile complete? How do I make it competitive? Well, the first thing is having a link to your website, having recent reviews, having pictures of your trucks, the services, and the things that you can actually move, having a quick response time where they send you a message or they request, they make a question on your profile and you answer it quick. So the more items you're able to check, the higher position that you will get. Now, I want to understand, is anyone from here registered on Google Maps with or without a website? Do you guys have a Google Maps profile? So after this seminar, the homework for you will be create your Google Maps profile. start becoming visible online. Select the location where you have your trucks, your outbound location, and register there. Add as many pictures as you want. Of course, you're going to be thinking, but I don't have, truck images from my trucks recently, or I don't have I don't have images from my trucks recently washed. But what you want to do is you want to start thinking about the things that you're missing so that you take action and you start creating that online presence. Start with the free things first. Start with the things that you can do on your own, and then start tackling down the things that you are going to need help from a technology partner. Start looking for the website, start looking for information around how to set up rates online, and so on and so on. So now, the last question is, how do we land direct shippers with no sales team? How am I able to keep up with my existing operation and with this new online traffic, with the questions or the requests that we're getting through online presence? How do we keep up with that? Well, there's essentially two things that you can do on your website. One is having CTAs, which are call to actions. These are buttons on your website that trigger an action, like request quote, call us now, register now. Forms could be for request a quote, a form to request quotes, a form to enroll on newsletter. From these two actions, you start building a pipeline for later engagement. If someone enrolls on the form for your newsletter online and you're constantly sending a newsletter on a weekly basis, bi-weekly, monthly basis, you can start seeing conversion by inviting them to schedule a call with you, or by inviting them to chat with you, or open the doors to those people subscribing on your newsletter. Any questions around the CTAs and forms? Are there any does anyone has any form online on their website or any CTA? At least on the Truckpedia website, I know we do. If you visit our Truckpedia website, you can fill a form and request to chat with us, request to see a demonstration for one of our products. So those are essentially the things that you can do to have a sales team, to run sales efforts without needing to have a sales team. Now, the goal is to make their life easier. Make the life of the direct shipper easier. Make sure that you have a response time that is less than 1 hour. It typically says that if you respond within 5 minutes, then you're higher chances that you're going to close them. If you respond in over an hour, then the sale starts decreasing by 50%. Now, you have to be able to address the top concerns other customers had. So make sure that you can leverage on things that other customers have said. Things like, hey, we're not like your typical carrier that will show up late or that will lie about the reefer temperature on reefer loads. Talk about those things that you know that were concerns from other customers and make them know that that's not the case with you. Also, ask them about their pain points. What is more important for you right now? Where is your current provider lacking service? Make them relive their pain points. Now, also, you want to find out why they're hesitant to change to be happier. Is it that they're, married to the existing service that they're getting from the provider? Do they have a subscription where they work together? Understand the reason why they don't want to make a change. And then here's the hook. If you explain that you have a quoting tool online and you hand out your business card along with a QR code to your website, that can help them think about, okay, next time that I need to get a quote, I can simply scan this QR code on this website and I'll be able to have access to a quoting tool. You want to keep your services on display. All these things are going to make the direct shipper's life easier. And this is how you'll get to a place where by finding you online, posting all this information online, they're going to choose to engage with you. So now we can help you how to fish. We want to make sure that we help everyone become visible online. What does it take? You have to have credibility and online presence. You have to be able to reach out to the right audience. You have to not give up too early. You have to complete each online channel. And you have to have a realistic process that allows you to do all of the above without eating up all of your time. So this is where the online presence helps you, because it's just automated. You just have it on and you are visible online. So now the first thing they're going to do is search you up online. This is a Truckpedia website right here. Our Truckpedia website, it's actually customizable. All of the images on the back, the colors, the buttons, the font, everything can be customizable. And what happens is that you can make these websites in less than 30 minutes. So that's why it's important for you guys to have the information that's available out there, so that you're not always having to go the expensive route. You can also think about having this through an affordable way and an easy way, so that you don't need to hire a professional team. Of course, the personalized website, the website that was built specifically for you and you had a team working for it and it was expensive to build, it's going to be more eye enticing. But what you want to do at the beginning, and while you're trying to land more customers through an online presence, you want to do the things that are available for you for free, but make them functionable. Have a website, create a Google business profile, connect your website to your Google business profile, add keywords to your Google business profile. And then inside the website, once they land on your Google business profile, inside your website, have a quoting tool where they can search for the pickup city, delivery city, select a date range, and wait, and then search it and get a pricing. I know this might sound complicated to do, but there's a ton of tools online that can help you set up online pricing and help you stay competitive. So now, I just want to bring this slide back to the presentation. Why does it make sense to chase the direct shippers? Why does it make sense to have an online presence? Because you can be boosting your profit. And now that we know and we understand the implications of having all this, you build your online presence through free methods. Now you have $200,000 more in profit that you can assign towards more marketing efforts and grow exponentially. The question again is, what if you stayed the same? Now, we have these slide presentation where we have this QR code. Anyone right now can take their phones out and scan the code so that you get access to our social media channels, where we typically post around our seminars, information that is trending around the industry, and we always like to keep everyone informed about what Truckpedia is doing for the network. So feel free to scan this QR code right now, and you can keep engaged with us through our social media channels. On this slide, we have images from our previous seminars that were hosted in our headquarters in Pasadena. We were hosting seminars online, but we were trying to make it at a place where more people could join us online. So we did our first seminars at the office, and they went really well. Down the line, we might probably get those in-person seminars back. We've heard from customers and from previous attendees that it was fun just having that networking place where truckers could join, gather, and have some fun time. So thank you for everyone for staying on this seminar, for listening to the part of the online presence. Our commitments remains the same. We want to be accessible for everyone. We want to be sustainable, and we want to get everyone to have technology advance.
Awesome. Thank you, Brenda, for sharing the seminar with us. Typically, what we do on those calls is the first hour, we share some slides and tips that we see what's working for trucking company. Second half, we normally open it up for discussion where we discuss like real-time scenarios. So this will be opening up for the next part, which is the discussion part. And before going to that side, I actually wanted to share my screen a little bit too, kind of just talk over a few different scenarios of different trucking companies. The mistakes trucking companies often make when they're running their business. Can you guys see my screen here?
Yes.
Perfect. So Standard Logistics, I actually know the company pretty well. They spend a lot of money building their website as well. As an audience letting their website, it looks beautiful, looks really nice. However, the number one mistake is in our industry, I don't know why. Maybe it's because people like to see how websites are set up. The first thing you land on any website, United Swift, any of the big trucking company you land on, the first thing people always say is apply. Their call to action, what Brenda mentioned about, is the keyword call to action apply. What I often ask them is, do you really have a driver shortage? The answer is you don't. You have a shipper shortage. So our industry website is not built towards that. Landing on this page, okay, amazing company, beautiful pictures, but what now, right? Full service shipping solution nationwide. Okay, is it dry? Is it reefer? What are you good at? Me landing on this website, besides seeing it's a nice, beautiful looking website, I can't get much information out of it, right? So that's kind of first thing is the mistake that people make right here. Second part is even some companies have a pricing page. You click on that right here is that, hey, click your information, get a quote. Who's going to do that? Nobody does it. Even for a company to have a call to action, they're not doing that. And then another example is if you actually look at Airbnb or Expedia, industry that's very similar to trucking but slightly different, is the first thing you see is actually pricing. You see your options and you see how much they're charging. Sold out, right? How much it is, exactly what you're looking for. Same as Expedia. You put in your whatever you're doing, you put it in, you see a rate, right? This is why people go on those platforms, because it's easy. In our industry, it's mostly reverse. It's almost as people post a load and you book it, right? The difference between this side, and this one, HRG, is if I'm landing on a website, I want my customer within 3 seconds to know exactly what I do. If I'm not a good fit for you, that's fine. I only want to target customers to our platform. HRG, short haul drayage specialist, where Long Beach port to Inland Empire, right? We have storage yard in Fontana. Exactly what we want to show is when you land on my website in 3 seconds, you know exactly what I do. I own 14 trucks, 50 chassis, company owned, right? Secure yard for storage, paperless, tracking, visibility. Oh, you want to get a quote? Put in the quote right here. You instantly get a quote, see how much I'm charging, right? Those are the one of the easiest mistakes that people make. When it comes to driving inbound traffic to your platform, we want to be known that we're a drayage company. We're Fontana, California. So reverse thinking, if a shipper is searching on Google, drayage trucking companies, we want to have keywords that will populate. When they search for it, we come up, right? That's the first part. Instant quote. That's exactly what we want people to look at. Second part is LinkedIn marketing. If you're posting content right there, it works. So this is actually an example. I took a screenshot, this one. Luca, a great guy. He searched his trucking business this year with one truck, and he got to about over 10 trucks in less than 1 year. And he's one of the ways for him to get customers is posting content on LinkedIn. He made a content about drivers and then servicing drivers, and then one of the shipper actually reached out to him. Well, we talk about, hey, Luca, we're talking on LinkedIn yesterday. Do you do reefer LTL from Vancouver to Ontario? If you do, what is the temperature you're on, right? We have some customers we need to find someone reliable to get the job done. We dropped our main carrier for lying and temperature issues, right? So shippers telling us what they care about is carrier lying about temperature issue, then we know that we can leverage that on our website when we get our landing page. If I'm a temperature, I'm your cross-border reefer guy that will never lie about temperature issue, we want to highlight that, right? People are searching for it. When they have those problems, they're searching for it. And this one make it very specific. From Ontario to BC, that's pretty much from Vancouver, Ontario to the US. That's what they're working on. And we want to be known for that. We want to make it easy. Keywords, Vancouver to Ontario, LTL, reefer. We want to have those keywords in our website so that when people search for it, we populate over time with our keyword. Blogs that we post, same thing. If you're not a target audience, we don't want you to be on our website, right? We don't want you to become a customer. But if you are, everything that we do from SEO perspective, from the posts that we write about, everything that we do, we want to drive the right target audience to our site so we can convert them. And the best way to convert is by the inbound and outbound marketing strategies that Brenda mentioned about that no one really talks about in the industry. If you guys have your website built and if you would like us to take a look at it, feel free to share your link. We're more than happy to take a look at it and give you guys any feedback. to help truckers scale their business. And if it's not, thank you guys for taking the call. Anything that you guys want to talk about from a marketing perspective, we can open the conversation up and start chatting about it.
Yes, I would also suggest if any of you are going to take the registration, the Google Business registration, if you, any of you are going to do that, and you have questions around how to select your keywords, feel free to reach out to us. We can definitely help you understand what type of keywords are the ones that are going to help you become visible.
Yes, Thomas, we can email the presentation to you after the call. With everyone, Brenda, please email that one out with Thomas. Thomas, which do you have your mind? Which company are you with? How are you guys finding customers right now?
Actually, I am an AFP. It's an Amazon Freight Partner, so we are dedicated just to them at this time.
Yeah.
But we are expanding our business to do independent stuff. So that's actually, we're in the very beginning stages, getting information together. And this, I know, will be one of those things where we'll set up, especially the website and driving that traffic, so we can get that independent stuff.
Got it.
So we're just now, that's why that presentation would be great for me to make sure I hit the check marks.
Yeah. And how many trucks do you have right now?
We are going to have up to 5. We're in the middle of purchasing, actually.
Got it. So Amazon Freight, 5 trucks going direct to customers. Have you guys landed any direct customers yet or not yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. We don't have our own vehicles.
Got it. And what's your go-to-market plan on landing those customers to work direct rather than calling Amazon Freight?
There's different marketing tools we're using right now. We do actually have several companies that want us to move for them once we do have the truck.
I see.
Once we do have our individual trucks.
I see. That's awesome.
Yep.
Glad to hear that part. And then you mentioned there are actually people want you guys to move freight for them after you get your own trucks. I'm assuming you're right now working with owner operators.
Yes, we are the owner operator. Yep.
Got it. And then the customers that want you guys to move freight for them, how do you guys find them?
It was just through networking, some conferences. The owner knows, has been in the business for about 10 years. So he's developed those networking and has reached out to some of the companies that want us.
Okay. Awesome. Very happy to hear that.
Absolutely. Referrals is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, referrals one of the channels where under leveraged channels where existing customers every year at least 3 times asking them, are you happy with our service? We're expanding our business, and do you have anyone that you can refer to us that potentially work with us? If you look at FreightWaves, I think every week there's big trucking company going out of business. Most time people don't actually dive into the why they're going out of business. I actually have done that on quite a few companies. The number one reason, there's two main reasons why they go out of business, they file for bankruptcy. The first one is 80% of their business come from like 3 to 4 key customers. That the first generation, now it's on the 2nd gen, 3rd gen, 4th generation trucking business, that the first generation leveraged their network to build those 3 to 4 key customers. Over time, the last 4 to 5 years, trucking has been miserable. And a lot of the business they've lost, now they cannot keep up on the spot market. And that's the number one reason they're going out of business. The second one is the second reason is not diversifying, right? It goes hand in hand with the first one is you're not trying to expand your key customer portfolio. You're relying on the 80%, like just that key 3-4 customers. After that, if you lose them, you cannot just survive anymore, right? So that's one key thing every trucking company should be aware of is how do we diversify that? How do we build a pipeline, from different inbound, outbound channels that keep driving traffic to our platform, and we're onboarding new customers. Even if we lose 1 or 2, loyal customers that are no longer loyal anymore, we have more coming in to keep the business going. Any other question you guys want to discuss?
I just want to show something real quick. It's around one of our customers' website where we're highlighting the fact that he can offer GPS tracking. And then I want to show you guys because I want to explain one of the situations that happened last week. We're helping this customer run an email marketing campaign, and we have a link to his website. What did the website do? The website, when we reached out to the shipper through email marketing, they visited the website. They found a website. It's very simple. It's not an expensive website, but it has a quoting tool. What else does it has? It has pictures of their trucks with their logo on. This looks like a legitimate company. It looks like a clean fleet. It looks like they have, they're reliable. They have several units parked and they all have their logo. And then they're mentioning that they can share GPS tracking. They use a cool app to geofence their drivers and get tracking for all loads. All our customers get an email with a link to track their loads in real time. How impressive is this for a shipper? What happened after this? This customer got invited to an RFP, a request for proposal, where he's invited to join a process that direct shippers do on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis. And what they do is they start taking questionnaires. They start sending these questionnaires. The carrier fills it out, and then they choose which company to work with. So basically, these are companies bidding, direct shippers bidding on carriers. And it happened from one campaign where he linked the website. And when they landed on the website, they found everything that he can do, quoting and the GPS tracking too. So
Awesome.
to show that example.
Yeah. Just trying to understand a little bit more about your business. How are you guys driving traffic, or how are you guys landing shippers at the moment?
So we actually have dedicated loads. We have one direct shipper that we work with, and that's what we primarily are doing right now. We've just recently, we're a pretty new company, so we've been open for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So we just now got a website up and going,
Uh-huh.
and that's totally new to me. I don't even know how to do the website, so that's been an adventure in itself.
Yeah.
So we're definitely trying to branch out. Now we've got a few more trucks. We started off with only one,
Uh-huh.
and now we're running 4 trucks. So we're looking to branch out now that we've covered our dedicated shipper. We want to branch out and make some more relationships with some different companies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Congrats on landing the first shipper. The first one always the hardest. After that, it becomes easier. Question to you, Penny. How do you guys land that first shipper?
So it was actually by physically knocking on doors. A simple Google search. We found somebody who was local, and we ended up going up there. I put together a portfolio, went up there and talked with the shipping or logistics manager,
Yeah.
and we ended up building that relationship. And it's been great. They ended up wanting to work with us, and then we've just been doing that since. So
I love that story. From my background, I helped my father grew his company back in 2018 from three trucks to 50 in a little less than 3 years. I landed my first customer also from knocking on doors. And working with direct customers, shippers directly, you actually realize that they appreciate the work you put in. They don't treat you just like a number; they treat you like a partner. Versus the loads you get from broker load boards. This is exactly why when Brenda was mentioning about the different inbound, outbound marketing strategies, right? We have knocking on doors, making cold calls, email marketing, a series of things. We got to make sure we're firing from all channels going to work for us, so that we can replicate that first one, second one, third one. And
I don't understand.
I think Siri hopped on. So congrats to you on letting that customer. Are you running besides knocking on doors? Are you doing other form of marketing to get more leads, so you can double, triple the number of shippers you have?
the other thing that we've been going to events that are local and handing out our cards. We've sponsored several, so that's kind of been our primarily marketing. So
Got it. You're cutting in a little in and out a little bit. What type of equipment are you guys hauling? You mentioned, did you say reefer, or did I catch that?
I'm sorry about them in a bad service spot.
Not at all.
So we actually do a lot of community outreach. So we sponsor a lot of local events. We try to get out in the community and really get out business cards and links to our website and really just talk to people face to face.
In our industry, that's one of the best way to do is through that local, like you mentioned, sponsoring events, networking. Brilliant right there, right? So just fire from all different channels and bring leads in organically and communicating to grow the company that way. So great job on that. Keep double down on what works for you guys. Love that story right there.
Everyone to the thread and send the slide presentation. Any questions, our contact info will also be listed down there. Feel free to send us email, schedule a chat with us. I'll make sure to include meeting links for me, Justin, so that we can have, any other consultation or discovery call to make sure that we can help with anything related to online presence.
Absolutely. And everybody, Eric, Madison, Omar, Penny, Rigo, Thomas, Diana, thank you guys for joining us on the session today. We look forward to every month we cover a different topic. Today we cover about building an online presence, right? We talk about how to knock on doors, build that flyer, that portfolio one pager, right? How to write LinkedIn post that converts. So we focus on a different topic, one channel each month. So look forward to hosting guys. And then Penny, I'm not sure if that was a hand or you have a question or what that was. Do you have more question?
I did have a quick question. So going
Yes,
back to, can we have this presentation emailed with us? Because I'd love to share this with my team. There's been a lot of good information, especially about the online presence. So, and
absolutely.
then also, getting a little more help with the online presence. So it's kind of new to me trying to figure out how to work this website. So
You
I'd
know,
love to learn how to do the quote tool because I think that's a great thing to have on the website.
definitely. We can schedule a call with you to talk more about the online quoting part. Like a trucking, our industry is so old school. Nobody ever really shared those type of stuff with truckers, how to build it. So that's exactly why we host that. And then the presentation will be shared with you. The calls recorded. We'll also upload them to YouTube, and we can connect again next week, Penny, with your team to share more with you. And the same with you, Thomas. Next week we can connect again. Especially you guys are going away from the Amazon channel to private. And I see that Thomas, you're with Believer Trucking, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I was looking at your email. Just confirming it's the right person. Who's the what's the name of you mentioned about the founder has been in the industry for a long time. What's his name?
ATN Hightower.
Oh, I met him actually in person at ATA. I think we might have hopped on a call Thomas too before, if I recall correctly. So yeah, we'd love to reconnect again. Now, very happy to hear the business expanding, and growing outside of Amazon stuff to more private stuff. Alrighty, if there's no more question, thank you guys again for joining us today, and we look forward to staying in touch with you guys.